Well, it's a well-executed play. Great throw by Jim DeLiz, but the block in the back is going to bring it back. And we'll see where the officials are going to mark this. They're going to trot back into Big Red territory and set it at the 49, where the Big Reds will have another crack at third down. This time it'll be 3rd and 7, so the spot foul moves it back to the Chippewa 49.
Well, tough break for the Big Reds. They had completed a great pitch and catch. DeLiz to Bauer for a apparent first down, but the penalty on the play will back it up and make it 3rd down, about 8 yards to go, 7 or 8 from their own, just inside their side of the 50-yard line. Well, again, just a minute ago, it was a big 3rd down play, and probably even bigger at this point. DeLiz over center with Hauser and Lamazny in the backfield. DeLiz fakes a handoff, rolls left, trying to get outside. He does, around the corner, and Jimmy DeLiz will go down the sideline and score for the Big Reds. No flags on the play, and the Big Reds have scored a 51-yard run by quarterback Jim DeLiz around the left side.
Boy, you just can't underestimate the athleticism of Jim. The Cougars had that play strung out. It looked like they had him contained, and then he just absolutely turned on the jets, got outside, and outran everyone. Did a great job of staying in bounds. Outran everyone 51 yards down the sidelines, and here's the extra point to cut it to 7. Snap is good. The hold is down. Frontera's kick splits the uprights, and we have ourselves a 7-point ball game at 21-14 with 3:56 to go, 3rd quarter.
Well, Kevin, it's hard to understand how something like that could happen, where one team seems flat and the other one's dynamite in the first half, and so far, a tale of two halves. The Big Reds seem like dynamite, and the Cougars appear to be a little flat in the second half. The challenge for the Cougars is to regain some momentum. The challenge for the Big Reds is to try and stay with what they've captured so far in the second half. But again, Coach Giannone going to send back his starburst return, I guess, effective last week against Rochester for a touchdown. Big Reds deciding at this point what they're going to do on the kickoff.
Well, it's not often that a coach can say that the old coaching cliche, whether the game be 48 minutes, you got to play all 48 minutes to win, and we'll see what happens here. But if the things continue the way they are, one team's going to win this game having played 30 minutes. If the Cougars hold on, or if the Big Reds can continue this momentum. Frontera will kick it off, and he'll tee it at the 40. Once again, it's DeBartolomeo, Kalashevsky, Sasson, and Fox back deep. Notice they all have the dark forearm pads on, and that is all part of the deception of this special kickoff return. Now let's see if Frontera will give them a chance to run. You're right, Kevin. They returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns. 99 yards last week against Rochester and 85 yards against Utica. I'm sure Coach Mike Carr is well aware of that, and see what kind of strategy he employs on this kickoff. His team clawing back into this one, down by 7. There's a low line drive kick, hooking towards the sidelines, and DeBartolomeo picks it up and gets out just past the 20 to the 22. Boy, great job there by Frontera. Great placement on that kick. He forced Adam to pick it up, and the coverage was excellent.
Adam was trying to see if it would go out of bounds, which was close to doing, but he couldn't wait much longer as the Big Red pursuers were coming down trying to get to the ball. And the Cougars will now have their second possession of the second half from their own 22-yard line.
Well, and it will be up now to the Cougar offense to try and reestablish themselves. They went 11 yards backward on their first drive. Split backs behind Wojciechowski. Calls the signals, or tries to call the signals over this deafening noise, and it draws a false start. Boy, the crowd into it. Definitely a factor here as the Cougars jumped. It'll be a 5-yard mark-off.
Well, I'll tell you, in the first half, it was so quiet over here on the Chippewa Valley side that you didn't know if the game wasn't going to start for about an hour. But right now, we have a hard time even hearing each other as their fans are excited over the success they've had in the second half. Cougar sidelines look a little quiet over there.
First down and 15 for Wojciechowski and company. Todd takes the snap. He'll hand to Parslow. Parslow running to his left, gets it back out over the 20 near the original line of scrimmage. It'll set up 2nd and 10, so Tim picks up the yardage lost on the penalty. And the Cougars now looking to perhaps put together a long time-consuming drive and put a touchdown on the board. But I tell you what, it's going to be awfully difficult against this staunch Big Red defense. I tell you, I don't know. I don't have a monitor in front of me, Ken, but I'm sure that camera has got to be shaking.
A lot of stadium shaking going on right now. Cougars 2nd down and 9.
Split backs for Todd. He'll pass on this down, throws it outside, complete to Anderson. Out over the 25 to about the 27. It's a short gain. Gain of maybe 4 on the play, and it brings up 3rd down and 6. So a big play here with under 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, as evidenced last weekend, 2 weeks ago against Chippewa Valley, the Cougar passing attack is scary. Big Reds appear to be a little tighter on Sam Anderson than they were 2 weeks ago, trying not to let him get down the field. That time, Sam was only able to get about 4 yards on a great throw by Todd and catch by Sam.
And great tackling after that catch. Now 4 wide for Dakota. From their 27. Here comes the blitz up the middle. It's a draw play. Sasson's got running room out over the 30, 35. Cuts inside at the 40, 45. Out to midfield and a big first down for the Cougars. Boy, they sent Polisi on the blitz, and Sasson ran right by him. Getting the ball out to midfield and picking up big yardage, trying to gain some momentum here for the Cougars as they are at their 49.
Well, it ended up being a big play at that moment in the ball game. Big Reds blitzed up the middle, but Sasson was able to slip outside, got a seam, got great yardage for the Cougars as they'll have 1st and 10 from their own 49.
1st and 10 now with an offset eye look. Brett and Anderson out near to the right side. Here's the handoff to Sasson, straight ahead, 40, 35, inside the 35 to the 33. Paul Sasson, who ran a little bit, perhaps too much east and west last week against Rochester, squaring his shoulders to the line and picking up big chunks of yardage, moving it now to the Chippewa 33.
Well, the Cougars on their 2nd possession of the second half have answered right now, been able to move the ball, and if they continue to do this, we'll take away that Big Red momentum that was established early here in the second half. Crowd a little quieter over here on the Chippewa Valley side as the Cougars have back-to-back first downs and have the ball inside the Big Red 35.
What a game here in this second half. Minute and a half to go, 3rd quarter. Todd Wojciechowski surveys the defense. Takes the snap, and he'll keep it. He's got a seal on the outside, but it breaks down. Boy, he had that play sealed off, but the Big Reds did an outstanding job of fighting off their blocks. Castle was in there on that play, along with number 40 once again, Brett Hauser. But what an outstanding job on the outside, busting up that play.
Yeah, early on looked like the Cougars had something positive happening out there, and all of a sudden there appeared some red shirts out there to stop the Cougars from positive yards, slight loss on the play. 2nd down and about 11 for the Cougars at the 35-yard line.
2nd down and 11 now as Dakota comes to the line. Flag on the play before the snap. Maybe a delay here. It is. Delay a game. That moves it back to the 40. It's the 2nd time Dakota's gotten whistled for that penalty in the ball game. 2nd down and 16 from just inside the 40. And now we've got an official's timeout. Talking to the Cougar offensive line. Not quite sure what this is about. Student section and CV fans get into it here during this little break. And now we're ready to go. Sass in the deep back. Wojciechowski with a straight drop. He's got time. He throws it outside. He's got Reeling wide open at the 25. 15-yard pickup, and he is close to a first down. Reeling was wide open on that play as he ran the deep out. It's close to the stick. We'll wait for the official signal. And they're going to call it third down, just short. That'll be probably the last play of the third quarter.
As the quarter winds down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The third quarter will come to a close with the score. The Dakota High School Cougars 21, the Chippewa Valley Big Reds 14. And Kevin, it looks like we'll probably be in for a heck of a fourth quarter here. Cougars inside the 25, trying to put more on the board for themselves. Big Reds have looked strong on offense here in the second half.
Well, this shapes up to be a great fourth quarter. So if you're going to get yourself a snack or something to drink, do it right now, because this final 12 minutes looks to be like it will be one for the ages. Yeah, I don't know if I can take this again after watching the Cougars in their first round playoff game. I know Chippewa rolled over Fort Huron Northern 49-14. The Cougars escaped with a 28-27 win over Rochester. That's how the two teams got themselves into this game, playing for the district championship. And with 12 minutes left, it's 21-14 Dakota. Both teams have all their timeouts. It's 3rd and 1. A huge play here for the Cougars.
We want to remind you that's the MHSAA District Championship, not the Chippewa Valley Schools District Championship. Both teams having great years this year. Cougars champions of the MAC White, undefeated in that endeavor. Their lone loss coming 2 weeks ago against the Big Reds, who having a great campaign, only lost to Stevenson, who was the victor in the MAC Red. Chippewa Valley finished up second, and second time they've seen each other, two great ball games.
Well, here we go. 3rd and 1. Wojciechowski runs the sneak. And Cougars think they have it. And they do. First down, Dakota inside the 25. So a fresh set of downs as we begin this fourth quarter. Polisi down there trying to fire up his defensive mates. Number 44, a stalwart in the middle of that Chippewa Valley defense. Anderson and Brett trot out to the wide side. Right side of the formation, Dave Reeling out wide to the near side. Split backs for Todd. Takes the snap, hands to Sasson. He's got running room 20, 15. Paul Sasson, touchdown Dakota! Sasson takes it in from 24 yards out and puts the Cougars on top, 27-14. Boy, a huge drive there for Dakota as Chippewa Valley has seized the momentum. The Cougars answer and go up by 13.
Well, right now you got to give a lot of credit to the Cougar offensive line, and Paul Sasson, the unknown factor here tonight in the game, has done a great job running the ball. Cougars prepare to kick the extra point. Henderson with Thole, the holder. Sasson's running, a big difference in the ball game. And as they try to go up on top of the score 2 weeks ago, and the Cougars will now take a 28-14 lead. 2 weeks ago, final score 28-14 Chippewa Valley. But with 11:30 left to go in the fourth quarter, score Chippewa Valley 14, Dakota Cougars 28.
Well, I agree, Kevin. I definitely think it's been Paul Sasson who has been the difference in this ball game for the Cougar offense. Big Reds did a great job of bottling him up in the first ball game and forced Todd to throw 33 times. But in this ball game, Paul has broken some big runs, and really what it serves to do is to have to keep the Chippewa defense a little bit more honest and guard against both the run and the pass. But if the first two drives were any indication of things to come, the Chippewa Valley offense is going to have something to say about this 14-point deficit. We still have 11:30 to go in the ball game. Ryan Henderson will kick it away. Chippewa's had pretty good success on their kick returns this evening. The ball is teed up on the 40, and we're ready to go. In an unbelievable second half as the momentum has just swung back and forth like a pendulum. Here's Henderson. Approaches. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's fielded by Thompson at the 5. Looks for the wedge. Gets it out over the 20, and that's about as far as he'll get.